Well, there are so many different sorts of cars here at the Bournemouth Wheels Festival, and we're lucky enough to have Josh Cook from the British Touring Car here. So why are you here?
Oh, well, we're here showcasing the Pamax brand along with Racing for Heroes. So yeah, we're just doing a bit of a demonstration, just trying to get a bit more interest in the British Touring Car Championship.
It's quite hard for you to take time out your busy schedule because you've got Alton Park next week. How's the season been going?
Yeah, really good. We had very limited testing. I mean, the Pamax guys built the car in about 3 weeks. First time out was at the media day where I only did a handful of laps. So, I mean, we had a qualifying of a P6, which is pretty, I think, which was pretty respectable given the limited running and everything that we had. So, yes, there's a lot to learn, but yeah, it's been a really good season so far.
Now, for those of the audience here in Bournemouth that know about British Touring Car, there's quite a lot of rule changes, particularly with things like success ballast. What happens is the better you do, the more weight you have for the next race. And that's been something you've had to really get to grips with.
Yeah, there's a lot of weight that goes in the car, obviously, if you do well. I think it's up to 75 kilos, so that really does have an effect. You know, it's like having somebody sat next to you. And it really does slow the car down a lot under braking, under acceleration, and through the corners. So it makes things really interesting to watch. 3 races, you know, it's a wheel-to-wheel battling, a lot of bumping and rubbing going on, and it's it's a proper good race series to follow, to be honest.
Yeah, it really is. It's a fantastic series, and getting back to the heights of its popularity it had probably mid-90s, that sort of time. So give us some idea about the car, though, some facts and figures.
Well, the cars that you see out there are cars that you can go and purchase. You know, they are BMWs. This one's a Chevrolet Cruze that I drive. You know, that they are a saloon car. They all run a 2-litre turbocharged engine. They're all about 350 plus horsepower around that area. So other than that, you know, it starts its life as a standard road shell, and it is modified and built by the teams to compete for the touring cars.
Absolutely. And to give some people an idea, we've got a lot of supercars going up and down the road at the moment as well, but these do 0 to 60 in around 4.5 seconds, that sort of time.
Yeah, I mean, they've got, you know, about 350 horsepower, like I said, but the real sort of special part about these cars isn't the power or the acceleration, it's the cornering ability, and they really do, you know, grip well through the corners. And sometimes, you know, your instinct's telling you there's no way that, you know, the car can do that, but your mind's telling you that it can, and that's the constant battle that you have as a racing driver. But they are, you know, really quite an impressive piece of machinery. And
if we go back to your career before you joined the British Touring Car, you did the Clio Cup, didn't you, last year? That's a completely different form of racing because the cars are a bit more excitable, shall we say? Yeah,
they're all the same. It's single make series. You know, they're even closer again. You know, that's run by Renault. You can literally go and buy one of those cars directly from them. We raced them on the circuit, and it was a great sort of training ground for the British Touring Cars. So yeah, that's the path that I took.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, you're here for the whole 3 days, so you're trying to wow the public too as you're driving up and down the road. Any sort of exciting moments for you, because it's been quite wet, hasn't it?
It has. You know, this morning we had a bit of a dry run up the hill. It's very bumpy. They have got a lot of power and torque that comes in very quickly, and the tyres are cold, so it does make for a lot of wheel spin, a lot of exhaust banging, and yeah, it's we still managed to get up some pretty good speeds up the top. But yeah, it's going to be a good weekend.
It's like putting on a bit of a show for the spectators, isn't it? So, what, 7 races to go this season? What are your hopes?
Well, to be honest, we were pretty close to a podium at Donington, only our second meeting, so that changed our goals for the season. And I want to try and get on the top step for the Pamax Racing for Heroes team, so that's going to be our goal, and hopefully we can do that this season.
It's a big challenge, like a podium, but not just a podium, a race win in your first ever season. We wish you the very best. Thanks so much for coming as well. Really good to speak to you. Check out Josh in all the British Touring Cars. He's going to be up and down the roads as well. Fantastic stuff. And he's at the bottom of the paddock area, so come and check out their stand as well.